This is a really special furniture flip because this is actually my grandma's old vintage stool. And yes, that's Scout. So upon closer look, I mean, this stool has seen such better days. The old stain was actually chipping off of it, and it was about 6 different colors from sun damage, from being outside in the garage. It was an absolute mess. So I got the biggest screwdriver I could find clearly, and that didn't work. So I opted for a smaller one, and I removed that old dirty padded base from this wooden frame of this stool. These old padded, seats, they always have those really old crusty upholstery nails, so those were a no-go. So I put that to the side for now, and I got to work on this wooden stool base itself. So my plan was to sand it completely raw down because this stain, it wasn't good enough to just scuff sand it. I actually needed to come off. It was so chipped, I knew that over time, if I painted on top of it, it would just flake off the paint and the top coat because it was that bad. So because it's had a lot of curved edges, I got out my Dremel rotary tool. This is an 8240, and I've been using this a lot recently just because this is such a good sanding tool to get into curved areas and curved edges, and it's battery operated like most of my power tools are. So all you do is turn it on and then you adjust the speed setting. And if you watch really closely, you can see how I just go with the grain, and sometimes I go against it just to backcomb on some of those really hard stain areas. And this takes the stain off those curved edges so nicely. I can get into those little rivets, especially where that stain has kind of sunken in there over time. And it makes sanding stuff like this so simple. I mean, look how easy this comes off, and it is actually so satisfying. I have watched this 3 times already while editing this video because I think watching stain come off and sanding things is like my top 5 satisfying things besides pressure washing. I think pressure washing is also just so satisfying. Once I got it all sanded down, I moved on to removing this old fabric. Now, I had my mom help me with this because there was actually layers of fabric, and we realized this was actually covered 3 different times. Gosh knows how long that fabric's been on there. But I opted for this really nice beige, kind of gray linen fabric, and we recovered the original seat. I was going to use all new foam and all new padding, but I ran short for time because I had to move quickly this weekend, so that's what I did. Next, I chose the color Badlands, and this is an all-in-one paint, which means it has a built-in primer and a built-in top coat, so you don't have to worry about those steps, and it makes the paint so beautiful when it dries. Also, quick tip, use your leaf blower to help you dry something up quickly and to remove dust. Once it was fully dry, I added on the new seat that I recovered, and y'all, here is the before. This seen better days. And here is the after. Now my old grandmother's stool is now my mom's new stool in her vanity. And of course I had to give it a try myself. What do you think? This is such an easy and simple flip that anybody can do.